Hello, everybody. Um, John Dalton here, and I have decided to share what I've discovered about ChatGPT and the AI software. As fun as it is to use as a search engine and things like that, I specifically want to hit why this is something that is useful for writers and marketers, um, and why it's very accessible and easy, and you don't have to be a super techie person to do it. I'm not going to really explain how to get a Chat GPT account. You could literally just Google it. It's free. Um, it's super easy to use. You can see this interface is not exactly rocket science. The prompt bars down here at the bottom, not hard to figure out. If anybody needs help with it, if there's anyone watches this, then I'll do another one. But this is how easy this thing is to use. This is like having an employee to help you do the marketing that you're probably not doing. I'm terrible about posting on Facebook. I'm terrible about posting on Instagram. I don't blog enough. I never tweet. So there's just a lot of things that I don't do and probably won't do, at least not often enough or consistent enough, that as a something to think about as a writer, this is like having an employee who will do things for you. And you can certainly clean up the writing that it does, but this allows you to do some really cool stuff instantly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the new novel that I have coming out in 2023, probably April, May. I'm going to write a prompt, and I'm going to base the prompt on some back cover text that I've already written. So this Chat GPT is not making stuff up out of the blue. It's all based on what I've put into it, and then what it can sort of do with it for me. So I have this back cover blurb from my book. Um, Probably going to do quite a bit of editing on this before the book comes out, but for this discussion, it's fine. So I'm going to come down here with that copied, and before I paste it in, I'm going to tell ChatGPT what I want. So I want it to write 5 Facebook posts using the back cover text below to announce the upcoming release of the novel Star Cluster 66 by John Dalton. And then, so that's my prompt, right? I'm going to paste in the actual back cover, okay, that I wrote. And then I'm going to hit the little enter thing here, and we'll see what happens. And by the way, that's not me typing, okay? Not me. So there's one. Attention all sci-fi fans, get ready for a thrilling adventure through the galaxy with John Dalton's upcoming novel, Star Cluster 66. Follow Bark Narganfarkle, the last human male born on Earth, as he navigates a world where both men and women live separately. Will he survive in a society where his existence is a threat? Find out soon. Look at that. It's even throwing in hashtags and stuff, right? So odds are you weren't even going to hashtag anything. So it's creating hashtags for my book. So all of these are very quickly written, as you can see. What happens when Earth splits into genders? Population growth becomes a challenge. Find out in John Dalton's upcoming novel, Star Cluster 66. Join Bark Narganfarkle, the last human male born on Earth, on his journey through the galaxy as he learns about the universe and his place in it. Are you ready for a fun-filled ride, right? So you can see it's doing different things. His existence is a threat, fun-filled ride. It's got hashtags. And you'll notice that it's creating hashtags, right? Star Cluster 66, John Dalton, sci-fi novel. So it's adding consistency to the Star Cluster 66, but it's adding, so it's doing a lot of really cool stuff that, if we're being honest, you probably wouldn't have done. Okay? So it's a good employee, right? So what do I do with this? So now I've got my 5 posts. So I'm going to copy my first one here, and I'm just going to go to my business suite. I could just go straight to my page and post it on there, right? I don't even have to do what I'm about to show you. I could skip it. I could just post it, and I could save these, and then every, once a week I could go grab one of them and post it on there. Okay, totally could do that. Or I'm gonna use the Meta system to do these, right? So that I can put a bunch of stuff out here. So I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to paste my thing in here, right? Got my deal. Here's the Facebook version. Instagram, I would have to go get a picture. Okay, I'm not going to do that right now, but I would go grab like a piece of the cover art or something like that. Put the text in there. Okay, and then go down here to the scheduler, and then I can schedule the Facebook one at, I don't know, whatever. Let's say March 7th. Instagram, March 9th. Change the times, whatever. And then if I had a picture in here, I'd be able to actually click the schedule button. I don't, but you see how easily that was to do. Okay, so I'm gonna schedule that one. Then I'm gonna go back here and I would do the same thing again. I would copy this one, I would put it in here, I would schedule it, and so on and so on. So I don't know how long this video is already, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, depends how long I was flapping before I got to this point. I can that quickly go generate 5 Facebook posts and Instagram posts, schedule them all, take the time to select the pictures on Instagram, and boom, I'm done. Okay, I would have never done that without ChatGPT. It just wasn't going to happen. And then, so that's posts based on a back cover. Okay, so let me show you another thing I already did, which kind of just made me want to do this. Pardon me, just so you know what's possible. So I write a blog. I do freelance writing for automotive repair shops, blogging, and all that other stuff. And I do the same thing. I don't write enough of my own blogs, which is sort of ironic because I'm telling these guys to write blogs, right? Well, this is for any of my clients, by the way, who want to write their own stuff, right? Everyone knows I'm like overpriced. You hire me if you need really important stuff. Otherwise, you could do this yourself for your shop, and you don't even need me to do this for you. And you can certainly do this for your book blogs or whatever. So what I did, same thing. I wrote a prompt. So follow me here. I'm giving you a strategy. I asked it to write me a blog post explaining 5 ways to find your next auto repair technician, because the problem shops have is there's not enough techs. It's really hard to find them. Okay, so this blog has this very sort of general overview of what to do to find a tech, and you'll notice that what it did is it gave me 5 ways. Utilize online job posting sites, attend job fairs at local trade schools, offer competitive pay, develop a training program, leverage social media and word of mouth. And there's not a lot of content in any of these. You can see this is a very palatable length of a blog post. ChatGPT understands how long a blog post should be, right, based on a lot of things that it can see because it's AI. So now I have this one post. That's great. So once it did that one, and I cleaned this up and made it sound like me because I have my own voice and I cuss a lot and do all that other stuff, and it's obviously not cussing and doing those things for me. So what I did after it wrote that, okay, sort of like in the underneath, so there's a prompt, I could type another prompt here, right? So I did the follow-up asking after it generated the first blog post. I said, write 5 more blog posts, each one focusing on one of the 5 items from the list above. So basically take all of those topics that it came up with and expand on them, give more details, right? I wanted to see what the thing knew. Well, it knew quite a bit. So now you'll notice, here's my 5 ways to find a tech with those categories we showed. Well, now here's a blog on finding a tech using online job listing sites. Here's another post, find a tech at the job fair or trade school. Find a tech pay and benefits. Find a tech training programs, find a tech social media, right? So each of those subjects that was in this sort of overview is now broken down. And these are all pretty good, right? They're all good posts. Some of them are a little shorter than others, but here's the thing. All this content is pulled together really well, and then I can go in and make it sound like me, right? So like, here's kind of an example. I realize this probably seems like the biggest duh in this finding your tech series. Wait, ChatGPT didn't put the duh in there. And I put other things like down here. I've got this, there's shops out there. They're a little too loosey-goosey managing their policy. I include anecdotes from my own experience, whatever. So I read these, clean them up, take out some of the boring stuff, add things that just prove that it's me paying attention to this and writing this. But I have this nice baseline content that's really good. And I'm just telling you, I have all these blog posts now that I probably would not have written. I would have written two, maybe three in the time that I did you know, in the time that I'm posting these, right? So this is, I already posted the 5 ways one, right? I got one scheduled for March 8th. I got one scheduled for the 21st, one for April 5th, one for April 25th, one for May 9th. So I'm going to be traveling for some of this time. I have the big release. I got all the editing I got to do. I got audiobook stuff I got to do. I have all this other stuff that I have to do. So I probably wouldn't have gotten to these posts. But these are going to help my SEO and search ranking. They're certainly going to help any of my clients, my freelance automotive writing clients, because this is good content. I made sure it was. But I was able to do it in the speed that it took, the time it took. You saw when I did this that fast. So I highly recommend that you guys consider looking into ChatGPT. It's free right now. They'll probably start charging someday. But this is a really, really cool tool for novelists, for shop owners, for anyone who wants marketing content or whatever. And I could turn these into tweets and it'll write me, a tweet based on each of these 5 things. I could totally do all of that. And it would give me those and shorten this all up. So there you go. I hope that's useful to you. It's easy. It's not hard. Don't be afraid of it. This is a game changer. It's a real game changer. So anyway, hope that's useful to you and good luck with it. And yeah, so